welcome to this online arbitrage deals video. I hope you're doing well, and in today's session I'm going to be giving you a couple of tips to help you understand some of the contributing factors that are taken into account by Amazon for when they decide who exactly wins the buy box. Now I'm going to be explaining a bit more about what the buy box actually is for any newcomers who aren't familiar with that term. Or don't quite fully understand what that actually is on Amazon. So that there isn't a complicated explanation to give about what the buy box actually is, because it is very simple. So I've got myself my trusty whiteboard here with me, and this is what I'm going to use to help me explain a bit more about what I'm talking about. So what is the buy box? Sorry, I'm pointing out the wrong part. What is the buy box? So it's basically the place on Amazon, and you'll see something like this on every listing. So whether you're looking on the Amazon app or on the website, you will see a box next to the item. It will tell you the price, a couple of details about it, like when it's going to be delivered and so forth. And then you've got two buttons, add to basket or buy now. So if you hold the buy box, anyone that clicks add to basket or buy now will mean that they are buying from you. So why does Amazon need a buy box? What's it all about? How does it help? And what's the perk to Amazon having a buy box? Well, basically it increases your chances of making sales. And of course, that's what we want. We want to make more sales and, really succeed with our Amazon business. And so the buy box is going to go a long way to helping us do this. So not only can people purchase from you individually by looking through and obviously picking you amongst all of the sellers on there to buy from, if Amazon rotate the buy box around to you, you hold the buy box, someone clicks add to basket or buy now, as I say, you are going to make that sale. So it really does increase your chances of making sales. But when Amazon rotate it around, there's a number of factors that are taken into account and considered when it comes to how they decide who gets it, right? So I'm going to work through those contributing factors and explain a bit about the ones that I've written down on my board. Obviously, there's going to be more than just the 5 that I've put there, but I've put these 5 because I believe that these are some of the higher rated contributing factors as to who exactly wins the buy box. It's all very important stuff, all stuff that you need to ensure that you are doing when you do go about selling on Amazon. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to tell you about a really key weapon that you can implement into your Amazon business that is going to really help you dominate the buy box and secure sales. Not only secure more sales, but make even bigger profits on your listings, right? So the first thing we're going to do is look at the contributing factors. So let's work through. Okay, so first one is good reviews. So good reviews is important because it's basically how you're represented on Amazon. Okay, so someone that looks at 2 sellers and one's got a load of bad reviews, one's got a load of good reviews, who are they going to choose? The one with good reviews. And so Amazon are going to do the same. They're not going to choose someone who's lumbered with tons and tons of bad reviews and it heavily outweighs any good reviews that they may have. They're going to look to rotate the buy box around to someone that has got a load of good reviews. And if you haven't got many reviews as of yet, you can request reviews from customers that have purchased from you. So you can build that up. And provide that you have done a good service to that customer, then chances are you're going to get yourself a good review. So fantastic. Reviews is an important one. And by the way, these factors that I talk about, it's not a case of, if you do this one, then you're going to win the buy box. It's a case of you need to follow all of them. And even then, there is no surefire 100% guaranteed method for you to win the buy box and like as a guarantee and maintain a hold over it and keep it that way. There's nothing that anyone can tell you. There's no sort of like guidebook or instruction manual out there whereby if you follow all of those things, you're 100% guaranteed to win the buy box and 100% will keep a hold over it for all time. There's nothing that anyone can tell you like that. Only Amazon knows the exact things that get taken into account and what rate's higher than the other, and they decide ultimately who gets the buy box. They decide who they're going to rotate it around to, and so that's basically something to understand about everything that I'm telling you. But from experience, from what can be assessed about Amazon, everything that I mention here is going to be really, really useful and will increase your chances of winning the buy box and securing it. Okay, so I'm not saying that anything here is useless, because it really isn't. It's really important stuff that you need to make sure that you are 100% doing in your Amazon business. And if you follow this, then you stand a much better chance of winning the buy box and securing sales than someone that completely disregards everything that I'm talking about in this video. So the next thing that I want to mention is right here. So a competitive price. All right. So the reason why I say that is because let's say you're joining a listing whereby the price range is anything from £25 to £50. If you go ahead and join that listing and you're there at like £75 on your own, a bit like there's like a group of people and they're all standing in the same area and you've got one person sort of standing on their own in the corner, it's just a bit, you know, it's just not in line with everyone else. It's not in line with everyone else. And so are Amazon gonna then look at you on your own out there with that £75 or $75 and go, oh yeah, let's allocate the buy box round? Chances are that's not going to be the case. They're going to keep it in that range where everyone else is at. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are assessing the range on the listing that you're interested in and making sure that you set your price somewhere within that range. Looking at the ranges as well is going to help you set min and max prices when you're repricing an item as well. And obviously if you set one that's way too high and you reprice that high, it results in a suppressed buy box, warnings from Amazon, and just stuff that we don't really want. So competitive price is important. Another one is delivery time. Okay, so the faster you're able to have the item fulfilled, sent to a customer, you know, the better your chances are of winning the buy box. So are Amazon going to rotate the buy box around to someone that can have the item delivered the next day, or someone that will have it delivered in 2 weeks? The person that is going to do it next day, obviously. And so FBA and FBM, what type of seller you are, is going to be a contributing factor in this as well. How you're going to fulfill the item. Obviously, with FBA, you're automatically eligible to win the buy box right from the get-go, because Amazon are doing half the work for you. You're paying that fee, they're fulfilling the item, they're handling the customer service. FBM, it's not me throwing dirt on FBM, by the way, but initially you need to basically prove your prove yourself to Amazon. You have to build that rapport with them. So on the sales that you do get, you're going to need to make sure that they are delivered quickly, on time. You're going to get your good reviews. You keep up with your Amazon account health. So within a matter of a few weeks, then you'll become far more eligible to win the buy box, because basically Amazon don't know if you're going to be a good seller initially. You've joined the platform and they don't really know much about you or how you're going to perform in terms of, you know, how you're going to sell, how you're going to communicate with customers, how quickly you're going to fulfill things. And so it's just going to take a little bit of time to build up that rapport with them, but you will get there. But as I say, with FBA, you're automatically eligible from the get-go because Amazon are doing half that work for you. So FBA or FBM is a contributing factor. Obviously, with FBA, you're able to offer that prime delivery. You're able to show that on your individual entry on the listing as well. So even if someone was to buy from you individually, having that prime badge there is something that people do look out for. So very important one there. Another one that I want to mention is voucher codes. So if you're able to offer some form of voucher on that listing, some sort of like deal, then chances are, Amazon will favor that as well. You don't have to offer a voucher code. It's just sort of like a sales tactic. If you feel like you have been stuck on a listing for a long time, and lots of other people are using voucher codes and they're having success, then trying out a voucher code and seeing how that fares for you is a good idea. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is Amazon account health. Okay, so really important one. It affects lots of things. You need to have good Amazon account health. So obviously all of the stuff that I've just mentioned, all those contributing factors that I mentioned there do get taken into account when it comes to your account health. And it's all very important. So making sure that you are getting good reviews, you're delivering stuff in full, on time. The stuff that you're selling is legitimate as well. So as in, you're not trying to sell like a fake Nike shoe or something like that. Handling your customer support well is an important factor. Having a tidy inventory, so making sure that there's nothing lingering about in your seller central inventory that doesn't need to linger there. It might be something that you stopped selling ages ago, but it's still hanging around in your seller central inventory. Believe it or not, that does get taken into consideration when it comes to your overall Amazon account health. Obviously, complying with Amazon's rules, making sure that you're up to date with everything, that's important, because if they change something, if they tweak a policy or add a new rule, you need to make sure that you're aware of that so you're not caught out, because if you are caught out, then it is going to affect your account health. And obviously everything else that I talked about there is a contributing factor to your account health, as well as your chances of winning the buy box. Now, there is a weapon that I mentioned, and it is using a repricer, right? In particular, Profit Protector Pro. So a repricer is a tool that is going to do exactly what it says on the tin. It's going to reprice your items between your set minimum and maximum prices, which means you've got flexibility on that listing. You'll move around strategically to help you win the buy box. Now, the reason why I recommend Profit Protector Pro is because it fixes a massive problem that lots of sellers find through using other repricers. And lots of sellers that have come from other repricers, or they've not used a repricer before, have always been really, really, really impressed with what Profit Protector Pro is able to do, the problems that it solves, how efficient it is, how much work it saves you having to do, and how much extra money you're going to be able to make through using Profit Protector Pro. So to give you an example, I've heard some feedback where someone was not using a repricer, not using Profit Protector Pro for 1 month, and then they show me the next month and their profits are basically doubled. And so I love hearing things like that. So if you have any stories about Profit Protector Pro and how it's helped you, let me know. I'd be super curious to hear what it is that you've got to say and the successes that you've had through using it. So Profit Protector Pro will help you secure the buy box more often through clever strategic repricing. And that's just where it gets started, okay? So through the use of basic reprices, sure, they can help you win the buy box too, but it's kind of like at a any cost kind of deal. So yeah, sure, it might secure the buy box, but you might end up selling at a price that you didn't want to sell for, and that could be a break even or a loss, which we don't want. So that can happen, and it doesn't exactly stop price tankers. They can still lower the price, and then that basic reprice will follow them down, and that's how you end up selling at the price that you didn't want to sell for. But Profit Protector Pro doesn't fall for this. It doesn't allow price tanking. It is an anti-tanker. It fixes that problem. So if you're having issues with price tankers, Profit Protector Pro is a great solution. Okay, so once it wins the buy box, that's just the start of what it does. It's then going to work to bump the price up as best as it can to secure you even more profit on that listing, and it does work. It is an awesome piece of kit. Really, really, really good. There is a free trial on that, by the way. So if you check out profitprotectorpro.com, there's a 30-day free trial. So you've basically got everything to gain and absolutely nothing to lose through using it. But hopefully that's helped your understanding of what the buy box is, how it works, and the contributing factors that will help your chances of winning the buy box. If you follow everything that I've said there, you'll find that you end up winning the buy box far more often. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.